Alrighty, so now we're going to run the irrigation for the Victory Gardens or the planter boxes. It's pretty simple, especially if you already have a system in place or you already have parts. So I have a system that waters the rest of my yard and stuff. I'm just going to be adding on to it. I have 1/2 inch, I think it's considered 1/2 inch, irrigation line. You can pick it up on Amazon. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch hose, a couple 90-degree fittings, just because this stuff does not like to really turn, it just kinks. So I have a couple 90s, I have a couple of T's I'm going to use. I got them from different places, so they look a little bit different. So there's this T from Walmart, this T from Lowe's, they do the same thing. And then I have a few of these end pieces. What I like about these end pieces is they have on it, there's a cap, and that's a male fitting, so you can always add on to your system later down the road if you need to. So let's get started. Alrighty, so to do this I use like hand shears or nippers as I call them. I'm basically just going to cut into the line. I have an existing little 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, I don't know, I think it's 1/8 inch line that goes out of here to fill up my water fountain, but I don't need that. So all I'm going to do is cut, remove this collar if you have a collar style. The collar goes onto the pipe or the hose like so. Cram this sucker in there. You run your collar up. Oops, wait a minute. Alright, so all you do, screw the collar all the way on. Fit your hose in as far as it'll go. Then you're going to unscrew the collar as much as you can. What that's going to do is that's going to kind of clamp down on the hose as you unscrew it. It's going to add pressure so you don't get any blowback or anything like that. So there's that piece. Make sure that you got a nice clean cut, which I didn't. Nice clean cut. The water, if you're doing this and it's out in the sun, it's probably going to be very hot water. So push it in, open the collar, or unscrew the collar if you will, and that'll tighten down on the hose. Okay, so like so. Okay, so then you're going to attach your line that's going to run to your gardens or your boxes the same way. Whew, had to get out of that sun, it's getting cooking. Alright, so basically you're going to run your line back where you're going to have it run. From there, you're not making it permanent, you're just wanting to see where is it going to run. You're going to make marks where you're going to add your T's so that you can make your cuts and you can add your T's. Mine, they're going to be really hard to get to behind the boxes since we planted those yesterday. But I'm basically just going to feed it back there, get an idea, eyeball it, pull the line up, cut it, add my T's, continue on like that. So here's the time lapse of that. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I ran my feeder line back behind the planters. I brought my water up lines, or my lines that run my water up to the garden. I attached an elbow to each. Like I said, the hose doesn't turn very well, so I did that. Now I'm going to add the rest of the feed line. I want my line to come, either come to the end of the box or a little bit beyond halfway. Once I add that, I will then go over the little emitters. Alrighty, so as you can see, I got my feeder line on. It's got the end cap on it. Now, this part is so that I can run these nifty little Rainbird mister emitter things. There are all kinds of different styles out there depending on your application. This is adjustable, so I can adjust the flow. So if I want a lot of water, a little bit of water, and it's a 360-degree spray, so that means it's a full circle. And I'm going to put 4 in this garden. Try to get them fairly equally spaced so that it hits everything in the garden. I think I got them about where I want them. For this portion, I'm going to use a couple different things. One, this 1/8" line at Lowe's, I want to say. They have these cool buckets, and in it comes a bunch of little parts that you'll need. It doesn't have this specific emitter, but it does have flow regulators, so you can do 1 gallon an hour, 2 gallons an hour, half gallon an hour, something like that. It also has some other joint pieces that I'll be using. So I have these T's, and then just these barbs. Oops, dropped it. Where'd it go? There it is. Has these barbs that are just for straight coming right out of this line. So what I'm going to do is have straight line, or the straight piece that comes out to about where these emitters are, then a T, and then a line that goes out to each emitter. When you do this, try to leave a little bit of extra, or have a little bit of extra hose or line, just in case you decide you need to move your pieces. And like I said, that kit's at Lowe's is pretty inexpensive. Alright, so got everything put in. I used, as you can see, a couple little stakes just to help hold things in. I did order bigger stakes, like yard stakes, for staking the main line down in the boxes as well as in the back, but those are Amazon and they're still on their way. As you can see, we got some water. They're not perfect. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking to get these just right, but that's kind of the science of gardening, is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, if I do that, I'm getting sprayed from like 4 feet away. So gardening, it just takes a little bit of messing, a little here, a little there, trying to get things to stop squealing. But that's essentially the Victory Garden. I will include little updates here and there as things grow. We have a little tomatoes starting to pop up here in this little planter down here. We got garden stuff all over the place. Got some jalapenos in that box. Those lights are going to go in the trees. This is our salsa box. So we have cilantro, onion, tomato, jalapeno growing in there. Apricot tree from, I want to say FFA was selling that. Lime, lemon, another lime down here. This planter box is full of different lettuces and salad stuff. So down here I got some Swiss chard. In the front I have like a salad medley thing going on. From this post to about, I'd say to that post. In the back I have romaine growing, because that's my wife's favorite. In here I have some butterleaf lettuce, which is truly the best lettuce on earth. More salad medley here in the back, and then here in the back from this post over to about yay, I got spinach growing. Over here we have some herbs. So I have some flat Italian parsley, oregano, got some cilantro growing there, thyme, mint, sweet basil, I forget what's in there, rosemary, chives. Alright, so that's it, everybody, Orland family. That's how you build a Victory Garden or planter box with irrigation and everything. Hope this kind of inspires some of you to plant a garden, grow some food. There's a little bit of cost up front. I think the boxes each, dirt and all, were probably close to $100. That includes plants, dirt, paint, everything. I will be doing another box over in the corner. It'll be a bit smaller. I'm going to start some squash. It'll be down low so that the squash can travel across the ground, and squash and watermelon, stuff like that. But hope this inspired some of you guys to maybe get out there and plant and garden, even if you don't have the means or the room to do a full-on planter bed. At least kind of take a crack at it, see what you can do, and it's very rewarding. I've had gardens all my life, and they're a hoot. You know, it's a little something that you've done yourself. You're growing food, and there's nothing like grabbing a fresh cucumber or radish out of the ground and enjoying it, the fruits of your labor. So, get out there, Orland family. Stay safe.